Have seats or sit down. But, well, Hudson, Stomp open on our Sergeant Barnes, and today is our regular Wednesday morning meeting, May 7th, 2025. Beautiful morning. Good day, everyone. I hope I didn't report beautiful. Continue to see some new faces. I just want to call out John Adams. I was with him last night. He said he'd be here, and true to his word, he's back from Florida. Welcome back, John. Let's see. We're going to start out this morning with the invitation. 2 weeks in a row, like that, Phil Toten's going to handle this. Start wearing the Roman collar. Yeah.
Good morning, Board Chairmans. Heavenly Father, we gather here today to work together, to learn from each other, contribute to the common goal. And we approach this step with open minds and hearts, the spirit of cooperation, seeking the wisdom to make the best decisions for us all. In your name we ask. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. And let's see, for the pledge of allegiance, I'm going to do it again this week, if you don't mind. I will lead us, if I may. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. Test of the things we think, say, and do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it bears all concern? Third, will it go to the belly? Fourth, let's see, no guests that I see other than our speaker this morning. So we'll dispense with that. I will ask just quickly, once again, monthly, the shirt that we're trying to get everybody to place an order for with me. So that we can have for events like the part of the reading, whatever it's called, whatever the summer rockers and things like that. Beer garden. And but also just to advertise as we're around town that we are Rotary. So we can become a living, breathing billboard for the good works of this organization, perhaps inspire some of our friends and neighbors to check us out, learn a little bit more about our organization. So part of the idea is if you're wearing this, somebody asks you about it, tell them a little bit about Rotary, but more importantly, invite them to come to a meeting. I think that's the best way to get folks moving on the track for membership. So, see me, I did misplace the sheet that I had a couple of weeks ago where I took the number of people's shirt sizes. So if I did get it this morning, please see me before the end of the meeting and give me your shirt size. All right, President Kelly, what you got for us?
Sir, thanks, John. We have a very busy month. I think everybody knows from Maryland's email that wow. A show of hands, is anyone interested in, I think this is the job is going to be painting, but it could change, for the cluster project. This is the harvest home. It's over by the Haven Rest. It wouldn't happen, I think, as soon as June sometime. But there, you can only have so many people go. They're going to ask you a fair amount of questions because they want to know who's in there versus who's not in there. So it's a little more, it's got a heightened sense of security. But is anyone interested in the labor part of this? We've done the monetary part, our club has. 1, 2, okay. So we've got a fair amount. Okay. Again, don't know. What we're being told is that it's a very small window. So essentially, the harvest home is going to tell us, you got this weekend, but it's Wednesday before that weekend. because, the way it was explained to me by the person from the Harvest Home is, they're somewhat challenged as to what to do with these folks in the interim. And they have to be cognizant of making sure that these women and these kids are secure and taken care of. So we're not gonna get a lot of days notice, so as long as everybody's kind of okay with that. You'll be there with other clubs as well. But I believe the only thing we're down to now is just. Have that simple project. Gala this Friday, 9 a.m., correct? I'm still done. And then obviously the event is the following Friday at 6 o'clock. And Marilyn, anything you want to say?
Wanted to let you know where things are as of right now. So Lucas, could you pull that up, please? The auction website is live for bidding for items. And we're trying something a little different this year. We're putting them all up online now for everybody. Not only the members of the club or the attendees, but the general community as well. So feel free to pass on some of this information. There are 3 ways you can access the site. Lucas, the next page, please. Yes. Go up, please. Oh, I missed Phil Hudson. Oh my gosh. I don't even know where I live. Okay, guys. Okay, come on up. Let's read that. There's a QR code that you can actually just scan and it'll take you directly to the site. Looks like somebody's trying it out. Another way that you can get on, and this information will be coming to you, is you come on by texting the site's phone number. We have a telephone number, and you text rotaryhudson.org, takes you right in. The third way is that you can actually go to our own website, www.rotaryhudson.org, and featured on the home page are links that will take you directly there. Okay, you can see, you can buy tickets, you can become a sponsor. If you click on any of those 2 activation buttons, boom, you are into the site, go to the auction, and here are the auction items. We've got a cute little graphic, we have photographs of all, and it'll show you everything that we have listed right now. And we've got some really exciting stuff. The Commodore Club is opening this year. It's a brand new Lexus experience right behind home plate. And we have 2 tickets that will get you in and will give you as much food and beverage as you want. It also comes with a preferred parking pass just for Lexus attendees and the use of the car for the entire weekend. Next, let's go to the next slide. And I'll just briefly tell you where we are right now. The current number of attendees that we have is 101. That's a bit low, but we need to work at that. The receipts that we have, this is money in the bank, is over 18,000. We have 5,900 in donations made from even people, Rotarians who can't attend, honorary Rotarians, 5,000, that is actually the public donation. We have paid sponsorships of $4,000, and we have at least 3 more that are scheduled to come in. We have covered credit card fees, and we have total sales, ticket sales of $8,250. The value of our online bidding items is currently at almost $18,000, and that is with only 35 of the 70 individual items reported. Now, those are the higher value items, absolutely. They include a Trailgater pellet grill and smoker, cute little thing. It is perfect for a small family. If you're a family of 10, you can use the big trailers that have a cow in that. The smaller ones are more appropriate for patio or backyard or even travel use. Many of the items that are remaining that I have to load are items that are of smaller value that we bundle together. For example, I put together something called the Breakfast Club. It is probably five $20 to $40 gift cards. And that includes $40 for first watch, $10 for, and $20 from Awaken Bakery. You know, other things that you could put together to actually make breakfast around town. It also includes the items that we have for our date night. One thing that we're doing new this year is we're having a wine pool. I currently have 25 bottles of wine. We'll be selling corks for $25 a pop. And you'll be able to take home something from the gala. It's not like one of the raffles. We will have a high bourbon flight for raffle as well. So it looks like it'll be an exciting night. Now, my hope is that the live auction that we have will take off in this community. One of the things that we have is a full year of relaxation massages from Meglio's Spa and Salon. That's $840. That's a spa, that's a massage every month. And honestly, I felt we could get more for that particular package by offering it in the community than we actually might at the evening of the gala. So the incentive is here right now. The marching order is invite your friends, share the linkage. We want as many eyes on this website as possible. We want bidding to be active. So that's what we're doing right now. So invite your friends, neighbors, your children, your parents, invite everyone that you can to come and enjoy the gala with us. It's going to be a really good night. But we're 9 days out. I'm looking for volunteers to help us set up on the day. We'll be gathering at the Twinsburg Garden Inn at 10. We traditionally put the name tags together then. We're also putting together the program. If you'd like to put an ad in the program for your business, please see me. If you've not received it, I've reached out to many of you and confirmed the ads that we have. Yes, Tom, I'm waiting for your ad. So anyway, that's where things are right now, and we'll wrap things up at the final meeting on Friday morning. So we've got a checklist, making our way down. Thank you very much for your attention.
Well, so I'll tell you what. That's a long road. They're under contract. There'll be a board meeting, after this meeting, in our typical place out the dining area. There's a foundation meeting next Wednesday following this meeting. This coming Friday, is the day, I don't know who signed up for, for Hudson Service North. You're gonna go to the high school, I think it starts to 10 to 12:30. There is lunch that will be provided for you. This is just another, really there to give your insights and thoughts to these kids as they move on to the next phase. There is a club meeting on the 28th. And that they'll not, we won't actually meet it here, we're gonna meet out here. I think we did it in January, if I'm not mistaken. So keep that in mind, that's right after Memorial Day. And the change of guard still the 25th. Plenty of time ahead of ourselves. This is where I introduced slate of officers with the Keith Beers as president. Gail will be president-elect. Treasurer is Ben. Chris is secretary, and Tom is sergeant Lawrence. And then the 4th of June, we'll be meeting at the cabin. Tentatively, you'll have breakfast at the cabin. I'm still squaring that. And Terry, are we still going playground or are we?
Yeah.
And they just have a right up in, to secure that up now. Okay, so. Okay, Dave, you're gonna introduce our guest. Today's fine, Dave? Okay, well, no one told me. On 3 weeks in advance, this is fine day. And so, who doesn't have their pin out? Raise your dollar. Who doesn't have your badge? Raise your dollar. Okay, we got that going. And now, that's right, you're okay. You're covered. Dave will take care of you. All right. And, so then, let's have somebody that's happy to do this. Oh, by the way, all of the money we raised today goes to the inclusive playground. So, I mean, it does not stay with Pat, Kelly, and myself. Actually, we still take our fur. Okay, I mean, can't change some rules. Uh-oh, it's gonna cost you $1.
Regardless, I give you $5, Andy. This is not really happy news, it's just that I think there's inappropriate behavior on the stage, so you should pay $1.
There you go.
And Kelly, are you just gonna just make one more last one before it goes off again?
You gave 5, so okay, you gave 5,000. Keep going.
Another plug for the local. We worked last night with the district, and it's gonna be out there amongst all our, gonna be so hot about our development for next Friday, so hopefully we'll get a big draw from the district. And I invited the district governor and the governor-elect to our gals, so hopefully one of the two can make it. So, thank you, Marilyn, we'll see her. That's my $5.
All right, who's got some happy news back there? Wow, this close, yeah. Seriously? Okay. Oh, awesome. That's great.
Dave Basil, 2 Buster, it's, okay, wonderful, so.
Did I see the dot properly here? Sorry.
Just one quick thing, Hudson City Schools Foundation had a very nice, event last night at, Eggs Foundation. It was really nice of Eggs Foundation to make the facility available for us to, if we have adult beverages, we can't do that so much on school grounds, but it was a nice event. And this was, to bringing more exposure about the Harmony Project, which probably everybody in the room has received some information on this to renovate on our music, choir, and orchestra, and the auditorium. So,
Super. Thank you. Yeah, John, you let's see, how long have you been going?
Christmas.
Okay, so that means January, February, March, April. You're missing. So I know you gotta do. I know you got a $20 bill.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I'm really glad to be back. I'm happy to be back.
Yes, we're glad to see you.
One of the things I noticed was that when you watch the weather down in Florida, there's a lot of sunny days and then there's a rainy days thrown in there once in a while. I've been watching the weather up here, and it's basically the exact opposite. It's a lot of rainy days and one day of sun somewhere. It's just the exact opposite.
So they equal out. Perfect.
Usually when we're working with Rotary Gala, the week following, I take several naps, if you know what I mean. This year is different. I'm heading off to Paris with my family. I'm going with my oldest son and his family. There are 6 of us going to Paris for 10 days. And we are going to make some memories.
Awesome, good job.
Yes. Okay, anybody else for happy news? Yes, Pat?
One of my qualities that some people like and some people don't is that I'm persistent. And for one of the gala, donations, I went to, Blue Jazz and they gave me, a gift certificate. But across the way is a hotel and we wanted to also have a gift certificate. So you could go there, watch jazz and then spend the night. Well, I kept having them say, we can't do it, we don't know who to talk to. And I kept going to the hotel and bothering them until finally they gave up. And they gave us a donation. That was my happy.
Well, no, that's definitely worth it. Fantastic.
How much is that? How much is that worth?
$2. You have a five, just here. So, we have some birthdays, and so obviously we have to recognize their birthdays. And, on the 2nd of May, none other than, yeah, I didn't see $1 in your hand. So, I know we have Connie and Chris Foster also had birthdays in May. Anniversaries, coming back from Florida, my gracious, on May 9th, John Adams, 7 years. Marilyn Orr, May 23rd, 7 years. Pat Guinness, 4 years on May 25th, and Bob, too, so 14 years on May 31st. Great job, everybody. Put that dollar per hand because you have an opportunity to be here for another year. Also, let's talk about some of the things. I mean, Jay, have you donated anything yet? Jay, I think you're getting fined for something, and I'll take it out of my dollar bill here because you're so sad. And it's really hard. Yes.
I have some good news for us. I thought I mentioned it. On May 21st, Dawn and I celebrate our 65th anniversary together. And I grew up across the street from Jill, so I've known her for 90, well, she's 3 years younger than me, so I've known her for 89 years.
That is great. So I would think probably $1 per year is appropriate. Yes. I mean, let me ask your son, a very unbiased question, you think that's fair? Agreed. You didn't cover it, done deal. Marilyn, obviously, you're doing a phenomenal job on the video. I mean, it's really impressive. We're very happy on that. However, it's still gonna cost you $1. Okay? I mean, seriously, you know, I'm gonna give you $2 for this stuff. Anybody else got anything going on? I got $1 left there for somebody. Mr. Stroll, I haven't heard from you yet. What did you do wrong this last month? Did you feel guilty? I know you're in there. Did you feel guilty? You gave it the office. I heard that one before too. So, all right, guys, we appreciate your help this morning. And now turn it, oh, I forgot. $1 more has to be fine. Okay, Tom's over. I appreciate that he lost this. That's okay, that helps all. However, he believes that by modeling that shirt, okay, walking up and down like this, you are gonna want to spend $20 to look and feel so exciting. So that has to be
I don't know which one of you I would find for that. If I could make a suggestion, the monies we raised today for Fun Day, Ed and I were talking this morning. We can allocate them because apparently we may need to be buying more Santa suits for our Mr. and Mrs. Claus. And I realize they were as expensive as they are. So we're gonna need many Fun Days. But that would be like, $700, am I right? Ed?
If you look at both suits, yeah, this is one, now, because they're a little, worn. If we had 2001.
Yeah, these suits are. Well, I'm not gonna go any of those places. That seems like a rabbit hole to me. But, I mean, I guess if you get a really good quality suit, it'll last you 20-some years. And that's what we have. You can buy an inexpensive suit, but I'm gonna guess the kids are gonna know that's not safe. Yeah, so. Oh, rabbit hole stuff. I have never heard of that yet. I mean, the Santa's gotta be XXXL, I would assume. And remember, we found our next Santa. All right, David, again, I apologize, I didn't realize it was funny that.
Thank you, President Keller. Good morning, fellow Rotary and guests. Today is my truly great pleasure and honor to introduce our speaker, Brad Kosco. Brad is the city engineer for the city of Hudson. He grew up in Stowe, graduated from the University of Akron in 1998, worked for environmental design for 2 years prior to joining Stowe in their engineering department, worked there from 2000 to 2012, and joined the Hudson engineering department as assistant city engineer in 2013. In 2017, he was promoted to assistant city engineer. He is a professional engineer and surveyor licensed in both, and also has a floodplain license. So great credentials. He has 2 sons, lives in Stowe with his children and his wife, Robin. He does a great job. We are very fortunate to have Brad as a city engineer. I can tell you that personal experience working with him. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to Brad Kosco.
Morning, everyone. So, yeah, thank you, President Keller, wherever he is, former Mayor Basil. It was my honor to work with him for the time that we did have together. Familiar faces, Dr. Getz is here at me. So it was a pleasure walking in this morning and seeing some familiar faces. I'm honored to be here today for the Rotary. We're here at Hudson Meadows. I was asked to talk a little bit about some of the city's capital improvement projects. I'll talk about some of the ones that we see every single day. You grow up in Hudson, and then some of the special projects that we have upcoming. I do put in more pictures as we go along, so it's not all script and that kind of stuff. So I think the introduction can't help but call them theirs. All right, so primarily, the city's, my department is responsible for major projects, roadways, and traffic signal systems, so big servicing projects, bridge projects, new sidewalks and trails. We partner with our parks department on those sidewalks. And you've been in Hudson for the last 5 years, have seen an explosion of sidewalks coming down. Park improvements. Certainly stormwater and drinking water improvements. Stormwater is especially a hot topic these days. And then, like I said, we'll talk a little bit about some of our special projects coming up. This year alone, our capital improvement project budget is over $17 million. And for a town like Hudson, the size of Hudson, that's enough. And anybody who I can talk to in this kind of setting, I will say, I attribute all of that to our Hudson Council. Mayor Basil was the mayor of Hudson, and that council, even the council today, they are pro infrastructure for an engineer like me. That is a wonderful thing to have all those resources to do a lot of great projects. Every single year, the single biggest project that we do each year is our surfacing project. So that is where we mill off rough roads and resurface them. There's a lot of planning that goes into that. Our selection for those streets is based upon a pavement condition index. Worst first, so worst roads get paved first. We also want to partner if we're in a neighborhood. We'll take care of some of maybe the mediocre streets, like the paved for those bad streets.
and then we want to consider some of our major roads that need attention. That's not an exhaustive list of streets that get done this year, but you'll see Heinz Hill Road, is getting resurfaced this year, a portion of it. Some of the streets in Nottingham days. Downtown, is needed a facelift, it's getting a little, worn, so we've been concentrating on some of the streets, done. Moore Street and College Street is getting done too. That project will finish, this summer. And there is a list of streets on our website. Really curious if your streets being serviced or not. Adaptive Signal Project. This is a project that's about 5 or 6 years in the making. Anybody who travels through downtown, along 91 through the 3 floors, there's congestion. So we're limited in our ability to widen, right, especially in our core downtown. We have beautiful downtown setting, building face in there. We have historic bridges and the clock tower. So we can't just simply widen our roads. So what we're doing is we're upgrading our signal system to use adaptive signal technology or smart technology. So right now, signals work on a pre-timed phasing based upon morning or lunchtime rush or evening rush. This new system will change dynamic throughout the day. It's not going to be a magic bullet that's going to get you from one end of town to the other in 35 seconds. But I do expect to see some efficiencies that can drive you town. And certainly in those off-peak times, we shouldn't have as many start and stops as you're traveling in town. There's 14 signals that are being upgraded with the new signal technology. We're also upgrading all of the signals with the new emergency preemption system. So if you're driving through a signal and you see a fire truck in the opposite direction, you see that white light go up there. That's the preemption system. What that's doing is flushing out traffic ahead of a fire truck. This new system will work more efficiently. It reacts and tracks the fire truck moving through town. It works on GPS and radio frequencies. The other system works on infrared, so it has blockages based on trees and bushes that are in town. So special thanks to the Ohio Department of Transportation. He gave us a grant $2.3 million to help with this project. And there's a map of that's the downtown signal. So starting down here, you have Georgetown Road. All the signalized intersections up to Prospect Street are being upgraded. Along West Streetsboro and East Streetsboro Street, you have all the downtown signals. This is Hayden Parkway, where the schools are off that street. And then there's you can kind of see that was the Owen Brown Bridge. So that signal was introduced there. It's now a one main road. You have that sidewalk. Trail and sidewalk projects. This isn't the best map, but this is our Boston Mills Road trail project here. So think that Route 8 is way over here. This is River Road subdivision. This is on the Parkway. Somewhat familiar to some of you. So we have our new trail system here going through past West Point and Ridgewood Boulevard. This is a city park here, so there'll be some upgrades there. As we travel, this is Lake Forest, Lake Forest comes up the road here. This will be a new pedestrian bridge that will overlook the lake here. This black wall over here will realign this intersection here. It's a awkward dispute that'll be realigned. And then there'll be a new sidewalk on Lake Forest. So in theory, if you live on this side of town, you'll be able to navigate off road to the downtown on bikes or walk. That is finishing design this month, and I anticipate construction starting later. Another trail project is over on the opposite side of town. This is East Barlow Road. So this is Barlow Farm Park. These are the pickleball courts right in here. So what this project is doing is enhancing some existing trail network that's inside the park will be paved, introducing new trail that'll get you over to the railroad tracks. Railroad crossing here, and then we're connecting to Wood Hollow Metro Park project. That project's already bid out. It will start in June. With the one caveat that we're still negotiating with Norfolk Southern how this crossing is going to look. I had the opportunity to meet with the Federal Rails Administration on site yesterday and work through the nuances of that crossing. We're also looking at implementing feature. New sidewalks, back in 2021 or 2022, the city initiated a 5-year sidewalk program. You see sidewalks going on one Wilson Road, other locations throughout town, State Route 303. So this is one of those sidewalk sections. This is new neighborhood connections on Valley View Road and Hinesville Road. So this is connecting some of those neighbors to the north and some satellite homes and neighborhoods up around Valley View. They'll be able to navigate down here to Valley View, connect to the existing sidewalk and bike lane system that's on State Route 91. Just a few seconds down the road, this is also a golf course. This is a rendering of the new golf course clubhouse construction right now. It's really starting to take shape out there. So you do see the outline of this building. You see some of the construction will kind of slow down as they work on the interior work and the interior finishes of that project now. Planning to open in September, and then I'll have new simulators inside of it along with the new dining area. And we just finished first phase. Some other parks projects, the parking lot upgrade, even at Barlow Park, that's Park, Robinson Park is an underutilized park. There at the intersection of Bessie, so that's a small parking area there. We did not have a slide for the piece of playground that is still in talks, confirming where it's going to go. It's anticipated to go to Barlow Park. That could be its own presentation on its own someday. Maybe have Trent come and speak to all the parks activities that are taking place in the city. These guys aim to working for parks where they're doing a lot of great parks. Stormwater. I'm not going to talk too much about specific stormwater projects, but anybody who was here last August knows that the community got hit hard by a 500-year to 2,000-year flood event. Mostly, this map represents the hardest hit areas, primarily near Hudson. So we're over on this side of town, but primarily north of the turnpike, somewhere between I-480, catastrophic flooding there. Number of basements were flooded, a lot of sanitary sewer backups. We did see flooding in our downtown too, so I think our historic area. So we're going to take another look at some improvements we can implement down there. Ongoing studies in both areas. Those studies will be used to develop future plans and projects. I can come back to this group and talk about those projects. Drinking water. Most folks don't care about drinking water except when you turn on your faucet. You don't have drinking water. That's a problem. So this year, our biggest drinking water project is over at our water treatment plant, which is off of West Streetsboro Street, so in the west end of town. And what's taking place this year is improvements to our filtering system that's out there and some access issues to get and inspect those as well. So that's the big project. This is actually one of the filters you see here. Some of these valves are shutting, so they need upgraded. All right, a little bit about special projects in the town. So not exactly my specialty, but I know it's important to the city. Fire and EMS services, starting this year, we're right back to those volunteer fire plans team. Starting this year, we'll be going to full-time daytime services this year. By next year, we'll have nighttime services covered as well. And then we're looking at fire station upgrades starting late this year into 2026. This is a project that personally I'm not talking to residents, whether we have water projects, roadway projects. Everybody wants to know, when am I going to get fiber internet to my house? It's hugely important that everybody has a lot of people home, certainly since COVID.
That's the case. So this is another council-led initiative to expand our fire system. That map's super busy. But if you can take away, so that's state about 91, this is the map of the entire city. This is state about 303. And this is a map of a 4-year build out. So each color represents a different year of build out. And so this year is yellow. So I think this is, so Ellsworth Meadows Golf Course is here, you're already on, that here. But this is Nicholson Drive, moving north into Stratford area. You have a few satellite neighborhoods up on Walters Road and Boston Mills Road, and then up the northeast. It was really important that council hit a number of different wards in areas that are currently underserved right now. It's an $18 million initiative by the city to expand our fiber system. I, as the mayor of Kosco, I would love for Hudson to expand its system down, so I'd love to have it. But I think this is an exciting initiative. Like I said, when I talk to residents, besides flooding, besides water services, this comes out of almost every conversation. Why are we going to get internet fiber for our homes? So 4-year program, 18 million, and it really is a great opportunity. I don't know many communities, certainly in Ohio. This project's a little bit far out. This is Hines Hill Road. So it's hard to see it on this map, but this is the existing Hines Hill Road. And it's got an half-grade cross the railroad track. If anybody who's traveled from northwest part and kind of got stuck by this Norfolk Southern track here, well, that can be minutes. Occasionally it's 5-10 minutes of delays here. So we were able to secure a Federal Rail Administration grant to build this new railroad overpass. This is a rendering of what that can look like. Up here, you barely see it, is that's Prospect Street there. So you see Prospect Street, we come over the railroad tracks, and we're heading west, Route 8. That project is in design now. There will be a significant amount of planning and engineering that goes into that. We have coordination, of course, the railroad, Army Corps of Engineers, a number of utility companies that need to be located out of there. We're looking at construction. Pretty far off. Projects that I didn't do individual slides, but they're going to impact traffic. Summit County Department of Environmental Services planning the sanitary sewer replacement project on East Streetsboro Street, College Street, and Boston neighborhood. There's an existing sanitary sewer overflow. This project will make that overflow. The significance of that project is it will close the westbound lane, so only eastbound traffic will be permitted that day. So if you live traveling near downtown, East Streets, Grove Street, some of the schools out. ODOT is replacing the I-480 bridge over Stowe Road. That project will take place starting later this year with 2 construction seasons. When they're working with Stowe Road, they will close the roadway. And there'll be not only sometime closure of Stowe Road, it'll be next spring. That will be published when we know those dates, the specific dates. And then lastly, the Ohio Turnpike is doing bridge maintenance work on Prospect Street and State Route 91 Turnpike. The city has a future trail plan on Prospect Street, and we're going to partner with the Turnpike to widen that Prospect Street bridge. Consequently, Prospect Street at the Ohio Turnpike will close likely later, and probably in 2026, maybe this year. Like, that was the big ticket item that I wanted to talk about. There's certainly, it's not an exhaustive list of all the projects. So with that, happy to fire away any questions.
I don't see anything up there about the old Brown Street, which was going to be done in 23, 24, 25. And when is Akron going to get around to doing the sewers so you can do the rest?
County is who we're waiting on. So for those of you who don't know, we have a, Owen Brown Street reconstruction. And the city's role in that is we're gonna put in water line, over crossing, put in there, curb and roadway upgrades, sidewalks and damage being replaced. The county's gonna come in and do their sanitary sewer project. That's the thing we're talking about. He's right. We're gonna be in 23, then we're gonna be in 24, now they said 25, now they're saying the end of 25. The reason the city project is clean, and that is, remember we build infrastructure, we build from the bottom up, so the sanitary sewer is the lowest, and the water line will be built as much. So ideally, the county would come in, they would do their sewer project, and then they would be gone, and the city would start its project, so. My best prediction at this point is 2026, if I'm being reasonable. That's why you've seen so much temporary patching out there to try to keep them together. We'll get the contract.
Bit more about the fiber to the home. It sounded like a big price tag, but I thought Jeff said it was just an initial investment and it would not cost much at all.
Well, I don't know, we'll call it. I think that is a, yeah, I think that was our budget guess for the project, and I'm happy to say that we are doing a lot of the design of this project in-house. So, in my department, we have, 2 full-time professional engineers, we have 2 other engineers, with the department, who also do a lot of our surveying and design. So that cost savings is already being realized by bringing in a large portion of that work in-house. We are seeing construction pricing come down. I'll say taper off, come down, taper off. So for many number of years, as we've all experienced, we've seen huge jumps in inflation. Construction industry is tapering off a little bit. So I do think that that $18 million price tag is conservative. We never want to put that in high under budget. So yeah, so the first phase of this project will start here in the that's that Ridgeview neighborhood over off of Boston Mills Road, and then this Woods of Western Reserve. Those plans are done. We're nearly done. The next we're going to move to is the Nicholson Drive and Stratford area. You know, one project I didn't mention is Summit County is doing fiber through town. As a matter of fact, we're working right out here on the roadway in front of Barlow Road. So that's a Summit County loop project that will connect a number of the communities in Summit County. Emergency services are attached to that. Residential or private property attachment that system to that internet.
Stormwater management projects that will have to be addressed. And my question is, how is this, what kind of a process are you using for those projects that have to go in onto private land? Because I hear many times people complaining about, well, I'm getting flooded from my neighbor in Stone Hill. And the next neighbor down, and it's a cascade issue. Is the city working with private landowners at this point in time to, as we proceed to try to manage the stormwater issues?
Yeah, excellent question. We do have a policy in place that allows us to spend taxpayer dollars on private property. When council created that policy, they wanted to make sure that they were addressing the worst policy is going to expect bird bats, jaguars, wet spots, So think of a significant flooding. We had a property up in this area that was hit hard. He had a wall of water come in the basement. We're working with that owner and adjacent landowners on solutions for that. Drainage area coming to that is, say, 45 acres, but that's many ball fields of water coming at this owner. Quite frankly, the house probably shouldn't have been built there, but back in the 70s, 80s, we didn't know, didn't plan as much, maybe, as now. Going forward, through this study, we hope to present the ranking of projects, the best worst. That ranking system has yet to be defined, but it will certainly look at, are we impacting private property owners? We prefer to keep all of our solutions on city property, whether that's in the right way or city owned property. Many of these neighborhoods that we see, certainly in the historic downtown, in this residential area, or even where that yellow block is, like that's Hudson Park Estates. There was no stormwater management required at the time of construction, very little stormwater management required. So these homes are all tightly constructed. There's very little open space. So there may be a need to, say, partner with homeowners associations or private landowners to scratch and claw every bit of stormwater storage we can get out of it. If there is some open spaces there. Stormwater management. I would suspect any of those projects that involve private property cooperation, we're going to get bumped down the list a little bit because the city doesn't want to take property residents. Never.
'91 smart home system. You would place it. I'm not so certain that people in this room understand what happens there. But it's absolutely amazing. And at 10:30 in the morning on Sunday, come out of Mass and St. Mary's, we turned on the 91, we started heading south towards Stowe. And as we approached, the light that was red, must have recognized that we were there and turned it green. Is that the way that thing works?
It will work that way. The timing was just can't.
No, it was, they must have been testing something.
They did. Well, maybe the spirit was with you. Yeah, so, but no, that is the intent. As we move forward, the detectors will say, hey, there's a queue of traffic approaching us. So you could be St. Mary's. And yes, it had to breakfast and so or whatever's planned for the day. The same thing with that east-west lane. They are going to be coordinated all the way through. You're certainly still going to get red lights.
Which is, as I noticed, that it was probably because they were testing, but the white light went on. And it did you indicate, that sort of indicates clear the road for others around.
So
There were none there, but they must have been tested. It was, and we approached the red light, it just turned green, by the way.
was that just recently?
Just on there.
There was some glitches in the
Oh, okay.
preemption system. Bourbon Street at 91 was not operating correctly either, so I had to try to check and see why.
Well, and that fact is, we drove from St. Mary's to Stowe at 35 miles an hour. We were straight through it.
That's the goal, especially in those off times where you shouldn't have to be late. You never figure out. So
Absolutely, amazing.
I'm gonna remind my father, I think, what's the speed limit downtown Hudson? 25. Yeah, 25. Yeah. I'm driving this stuff today.
There's been a whole bunch of discussion about the, turning the old railroad into a bike trail.
Yes.
From Hudson all the way going down. Not sure how the city fits into that, but
I should have run my whole mapping system. But I'll use the, so I'll use the 5 on that. So this is State Road 91, and this is Hudson drawn right here. And this is actually the over this area. The city is actively buying the railroad tracks from Brennan Boston. For full conversion to a bike trail. It's not that we look at grant funding this year, convert that railroad track to a bike trail. Construction, August 28. So that's exciting. Again, it started off with we have council who's pro image of where opportunities arise and know, we met with the borough. This has not happened very often, maybe so far. This one was deemed abandoned by them, they were willing to sell it to us at fair market value. That railroad, which is, actually, the railroad spur, the spur is up here. This section here is one of the Metro RTA. So different owner, they are currently negotiating with the Federal Rail Association Administration to divest that. They bought that a number of years ago. They are trying to figure out how they sell the property. And as you can imagine, local government can be somewhat bureaucratic as you move up the chain at the federal level. It is being bought down by the terms that especially restrictions. So I do think but I do think that eventually you will be able to ride your bike from Veterans Way Park down this Norfolk Southern section over here, and then the city of Hudson as part of the Snow Powder Falls to continue that trail system down into that. There is a website, it's called Story Map website, so it has a much larger list of projects that we have not only this year, but future years. So that will take you to that website. It is mobile friendly, and then I do have a map, a hard copy map. So again, thank you very much for having us. I appreciate that.
Two things I forgot about. There are two boards going around for Manassas, and the other is for Beer Garden. So they're making their ways around. I don't know if everybody's got a chance to see those and or put your name on them. We have them next week as well. Okay. So we need to get those filled up. Yes, Mr. Morris.
Just want to say thank you to our club. Today we raised from all the fleecing and everything else, a grand total of $100.
Fantastic. Something else. Can't remember. All right, Rotobob. And we are $9 and $261 as the grand finale. Brad, would you do me a favor? And I'll pick Tom's. Ordinance 0. We have no winners, so the pot continues to grow. All right. Useless but important facts. Does anyone know or want to venture the guess of the most popular item, meaning that what they sell the most of in Walmart? Any guesses? Somebody got it, but I don't remember who said it. Bananas. Bananas. Of the top 10 retailers in the United States, bananas for everyone in the billions of dollars. Low price, and it's it doesn't actually on the shelf, but they actually, if you go to the store, pay attention, they put those things in strategic places to get you to buy other stuff. Because they know you're coming for a banana. It's like milk, I guess. They know you're coming. So yes, they sold $3.1 billion worth of bananas in 2023. Don't have 2024 results yet. All right, is there anything from the floor? Nothing. I will conclude today's meeting. Enjoy your Wednesday. We have a board meeting again right after this meeting. See you here next week.